for the Shop Report with
Barbershop Jay.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Shop Report special presentation of the Turnbuckle. I, of course, am your host, none other than Double J, Production J, Creative Control J, and LL, Really Cool J. Now, we have, of course, a lot to dive into this evening, despite what you see behind me. And without further ado, we're going to introduce the gentleman to my right, your left, none other than D. Gully from the CEO Lumbus.
Good morning, good evening, good night, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming and showing up for us while I'm here navigating the terrain in Central Ohio. Double J is sitting, where's that, with that beautiful view in the vacation destination for all the nation in Vegas. Yeah, man, thank you for bringing me back here, and let's get right to it for our peoples out there.
Absolutely. So naturally, a ton to break down. We are currently live with Raw in its final hour. And to kick things off, I thought it was appropriate to bring this up to you, Gully.
All right.
If you're shooting on these, this is a proposed. This is where we're headed in the eyes of many. And
all right.
We, of course, have talked a little bit about some of the possibilities of this actually taking place, with some, not all. And so what I would like to do is first, I'm going to give you the full autonomy here because there's some outliers, right? And I think the most appropriate place to start would be this right here, which is the final boss and the head of the table, the original, the OG tribal chief. What? Okay, I mean, you see right now,
main event night one, easy.
Night one,
main
not
event,
night two.
Well, you know what? The Rock had already main event night one last year. That could be main event night two. He's the heel. He's the ultimate heel, ultimate final boss. He did win last year, so he could lose this next year. So that's on the table. Certainly heel versus face match. No real belts involved, so we don't know how we don't have a definitive answer on how it should go. So basically, there's enough ambiguity to give us anything. What type of match will it deliver? It'll deliver the generational match we were waiting for, the generational match that The Rock had similarly with Hogan, though I'm not certain that, I'm not certain. It could be because of my age and maybe because of, waxing poetic about my past. Is Roman as big as The Rock was in 2002? Because what I can tell you is The Rock is certainly as big as Hogan was in 2002. So we've got at least half of that build, the same. It can make for an explosive main event. I think the match is somewhat predictable. I don't know what new in a move set we'll see out of either of them. Perhaps maybe Roman can give us something different. But it's the match we all wait for. And with the right promo build, which is what they had miraculously coming out of WrestleMania 40, I think it can be a night 2 main event.
Wow.
And I think that Roman does win it. Roman does win it in heroic fashion. And he does restore the bloodline, having help from the legacy bloodline, Jimmy and Jay, versus The Rock's bloodline, which would be Solo and Tonga and so forth.
You know, I think that's very well said. I'm going to save my point on this actually for one that is further below, because I actually think it ties into it, and based off of that, it would naturally have a ripple effect. So the very next one is one that I actually had thrown out there, which is, of course, the current champion, and against former. This is again giving you that insert mentor mentee legacy. What do you make of these two?
You talk about Cody and Randy, right?
That's right.
Oh yeah. So the respect fest that we're getting right now, bringing tears, Byron, the courage to move, that's all setting up for a great match. I would like to see Randy start his final back by beating Cody. And I think that's going to be a matchup that will elevate Cody Rhodes even in the loss, because you're going to be losing to none other than Randy Orton, the Viper, who knows how to make a great match. Not to say that Cody doesn't, but if you're going to drop the title, which I think he should in this case, right? This was a play out. I would drop it to Randy, and I would make it, and it would be a marquee match. It would be a shocker. You know, some people like to say they know it. I'd like to think that Randy could get it done. I'd like to think that Cody would actually have him down to his last, and then Randy would just catch him slipping. RKO out of nowhere. Of course we'll see it. RKO out of nowhere. It's going to end with an RKO out of nowhere. But the nowhere is the idea. When we talk about RKO out of nowhere, it's because an RKO can happen anywhere. And who else could deliver a setup spot for RKO out of anywhere than someone like Cody? Get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and what makes you shoot for on Randy to walk away with this, though?
There's a batch of legacy talent that has to leave, and they can't have matches without titles. At some point, John Cena, which we're going to talk about next, battling for what? Intercontinental title? All right, bet. Yeah, okay, shit. All right. Yeah.
Hey, in order for this, right? This is all theoretical and tentative.
Yeah.
And you're beating me to the second half of this, but keep going.
But for it to happen, Randy's got to have some significant gold around his waist. Why? It just seems that it's only more fitting that they do one last tango for something to matter. Who's going to ride off to the sunset with the belt? Will it be Randy? Will it be John? Right? Randy Orton's got to win that title. Because, for years, remember, Randy Orton did a yeoman's job jobbing to Jinder Mahal in that ill-fated feud. He deserves some get back for that. He made that thing work.
Interesting. And that's a very good point.
Yeah, so if we're shooting on it, give him a title win in deserving fashion, where we can see the best of Randy, the best that Randy has left, which is certainly a lot more than most at his age, right? And not even at their age, but given their years. Like I say, Cody can deliver. Cody can set up an RKO out of nowhere, or RKO from anywhere, and that's what I like to see in that match. I like to see Cody drop down.
What's interesting is we'll go into this next one here. Well, before we do, I just want to point out that Cody Randy opportunity is going to be interesting to me for a few points. It screams Triple H Batista. I would like to see it potentially. I think that belt changes hands before we get there. If Cody Rhodes is still champion at Mania, I mean, he could be a champion, but just not the champion. I would say slide that belt to the left there, at least from where I'm.
Watch it now. What are we talking about here?
Not after dark.
We haven't talked about Liv Morgan yet. We have not discussed Liv Morgan yet.
So, which leads into the next match, which really seems to have some serious momentum here because of Braun Breaker's comments about John Cena, which sound very similar to John Cena's that he made about The Rock.
Restate, please.
We're going with the After Dark theme. He told him to grow some balls, and I'm paraphrasing, but that part of it was accurate. And to come and beat him for the only belt he's never won.
Only belt he's never won.
Sound familiar? This is why I'm saying I think Cody needs to be like, you have this could be chapter closing, significance, historic for this particular Mania in more ways than one now.
Okay. You are 10.
So with that being said, that's why I'm shooting on the idea and premise that you could have the final runs potentially start for guys like John Cena, guys like Randy Orton, people that I've asked myself and including to Gully in the past about how do we work them in? I mean, we feel like there's somewhat of an abundance of talent, and it's been relatively difficult. And I think thus far with that card, it actually sets up for that to be possible. And so with that being said, we're going to step into our first set of commercial breaks. Of course, that is being presented by none other than by Cracky. Save it back while you fix your crack. We'll see you shortly.
Cleaning the cracks on your pavement surfaces can take hours and be torturous on your body. Until now. Buy Cracky Weed Removal Tool was designed specifically to clean pavement cracks in a fraction of the time, all while standing up. Buy Cracky's patented design incorporates a two-sided steel blade and is encased by a durable fiberglass shell. Simply use the large end to clean big gaps, then rotate and use the small tip for narrow gaps. Made in the USA, Buy Cracky eliminates weeds to the root and is environmentally friendly. Buy Cracky. Save your back while you clean your crack.
What it do, sports fans? It's your man BSJ from the Shop Report. And guess what? The shop is now open for business, baby. If you're on Facebook, go to our fan page, The Shop Report, click on more, and then shop to view all products. Or if you're on Instagram, click on the shop tab to see all our products. I mean, what you want me to do? I'm selling merch here.
All right, and just like
Yep.
that, we are back, and that
Yes,
leads.
and I'm waiting any day for my special delivery from the shop.
That's right. That's right. So again,
that.
get yours today, but it'll ship in like a week. So
Order yours today.
there you go.
That's the key.
There it is. That's the beauty of live television. Moving right along. Well, this is the interesting one for me. Gunther and Lesnar. What say you?
Yeah, we got to shoot on that, man, because see, Lesnar's got some real serious problems, don't he?
That's what I thought.
You know,
that's what I thought.
Right. And I don't want it to be so, because for two reasons. First of all, I would hate for him to actually be involved in such a serious matter as is alleged on the part of his credibility and a part of what is alleged to be done. You follow what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I would hate that. Secondly, because of the seriousness of the allegation, and not simply, the added, I guess, damage would be the fact that we don't get to see him perform in a matchup that people have been dreaming of. Apparently, remember, I've not too long been on this Gunther train, right? But apparently, people have been for quite some time, and this is what's made him a true giant, if you will, that actually possesses the skill, possesses enough ring generalship that can give him a great match, right? The next Brock Lesnar, in terms of, like, can you really beat him? You know what I'm saying? Like, can it really happen? And I would love for it to happen, but this is where the whole idea of this card, this is where we have to unfortunately face reality and the fact that this may not be possible. But let's just say let's say things were resolved and we got, things were resolved the way they should be. We found out what we need to be. Let's just say in the hypothetical world, we can get this match to happen. Gunther loses, bro. Gunther loses. Gunther does not get over on Brock Lesnar. No, he does not. Why? Because I just feel like in the end, there's enough power there that not even a Gunther can surpass. I don't know that Gunther shows that will, like, I don't know that Gunther has shown us where he has the will, like Cody Rhodes, to beat Brock clean. I don't know what Gunther has shown me. I think that Brock would be just too much for him. That's what I tell me why I'm wrong. Do tell me why I'm wrong.
And that's the thing. Right now, I don't know if I can, other than if Gunther proves that over, throughout these next few months, essentially. And otherwise, I completely agree. I don't know how you could, but what it could do for him if he were to win, let's say clean. He right now is quietly kind of building a resume that has staying power with some of the folks that he's challenging and getting over. So,
say it again. He's building a resume. What?
you know, again, whether it's Randy Orton, again, people that have resumes that have beaten quality and that will withstand the test of time. Gunther's starting to chip away at people like that, of that caliber. And so while I completely agree with you, a part of me is saying, you know what this would do for him if he were to then add that to the resume?
Yeah,
Brock Lesnar clean?
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
again, it's just, you know, it's just a possibility, no different than at one point it was possible for, you know, Logan Paul
I
to.
think what's interesting is that I feel like there's still something in it. I feel like it's not a waste to have Brock beat him. Get what I'm saying? It's not a waste. It's like, it's not a, why did Triple H get over? Why did they put Triple H over Sting? What did Triple H have to gain? I feel like Brock still has something to gain beating a guy. At the same time, Gunther, yes, could be, you know, the revolution of the legend killer. Or the revolution.
Yeah. And I like that. Now, how do you feel about that though? Do you like the sound of that? Because I think that's a perfect example.
Oh yeah, yeah. And you know what? And to put it in the case where you find in some way Randy Orton meeting Gunther in a meaningful match at some point in the very near future, that would be huge. And what if Gunther is to put him on? What if Gunther could put Brock and Randy Orton? That would be huge for his already young and storied career. Longest reign. He's the longest reigning Intercontinental champion.
Agreed. Yeah, that's again valid points.
So having that, then now World Heavyweight Champion, being able to beat Brock, even though I like Brock to win, being able to beat Brock, I don't know, man. Seems like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Dude, we should have mind selected to having him reset next up. Beating Brock. I wouldn't be upset. I'd be upset.
Agreed. And so moving right along, now you get Punk and Seth. I feel like, you know, that's like Tom and Jerry at this point.
You said Tom and Jerry. Wow. Right.
Who you got though?
Ooh. I think Punk, if I'm shooting with this, I think Punk can do business and do the job to Seth. I think Punk had an issue when Punk was, call it pride, call it ego, call it dissatisfaction, call it disgruntled. There was something about Seth backstage that I don't think really bothered. Maybe he felt like Seth was not gracious enough. Seth took it to his head. I'm not sure. But I think the issues with Punk, the issues with Seth that Punk had, I think are being put to rest. And I feel like maybe he sees something, he sees in himself, something that in Seth. I think that he could do the job in a very great match. The problem is what Punk wants, what Punk deserves, is a main event match. And when a card is stacked as this WrestleMania, it would be match of the night. But you want to have Punk's entrance be the second to last or last thing you hear for the bell, and it won't be a main event match. And the card has stacked as this one.
Hmm. Interesting.
Like, do you think this would be the main event? Could you put this match as the main event of a WrestleMania card?
I think that's fair. At least night. Well, I would say no.
You couldn't put it. No, I would not put this as a main event over Brock versus Gunther. And I'm a bigger fan of both CM Punk and Seth Rollins than Brock and Gunther. I couldn't put this match over that as a main event.
Do you remember when we brought up the Rock Hogan? And you have already declared in kind of a match that fits that billing. So now you've already lost one of your nights. So now, if that were the case, that's who you would pick for the other night as your main event?
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Having stated that Rock and Roman are a main event night, who would be the other main event night?
That's right.
I'm saying it's the same card. It'd either be Cody, Randy. It'd be Cody, Randy, or Gunther, Brock. It'd be Cody, Randy, or Gunther, Brock. Now, perhaps there's more storyline development that if it were to happen, compel me to move that ahead. But given where it is right now, I don't think so. I think Gunther's legacy, Gunther establishing his legacy, Brock showing that he's still a guy, okay? Cody needing a valuable matchup in his title run, even if it comes at the expense of losing, right? Salvaging his title run by even in a loss versus an all-time great Randy Orton. The only match that I wouldn't put ahead of it would be Braun and Cena. Like Braun Cena would be under the card compared to CM Punk, Seth Rollins.
Yeah, I mean, interesting. I would say this. I think, and just the more that you've kind of laid out some additional framework. I don't know how much better that storyline would be able to develop, say, by comparison, just, Punk and Drew, or, again, things that we've already seen before. Get very highly entertaining, great in the ring. But again, overall, I'm agreeing with you that, I couldn't do it. So, and let's see here. Oof. Oh my goodness. Okay, so now that this one is somewhat similar to the Cena thing. Charlotte is rumored to be, returning. And so if it were to happen, I think it's quality. From mine, I see no issues with it. And actually, to take it a step further, and then you've been calling for this for like months now. If I were to jump ahead, so I'll summarize my 2 points on that. But do you have anything that you want to add as well?
Which one's about Charlotte?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I wouldn't mind that poster in my man cave. But yeah, great match. It'll be a fantastic match. Yeah. All right. Yeah, for sure. 5-star match. Yeah. Yeah.
What were we talking about?
Yeah, right. Yeah, great show. It's been fun, y'all, but we gotta run. Check us out on no.
Right. No, and but with that being said, of course, as you see, there are 3 remaining, and we will be back in 30.
What it do, sports fans? It's your man BSJ from the Shop Report. And guess what? The shop is now open for business, baby. If you're on Facebook, go to our fan page, The Shop Report, click on More, and then Shop to view all products. Or if you're on Instagram, click on the Shop tab to see all our products. I mean, what you want me to do? I'm selling merch here.
All right, and just like that, we are back. And now, we of course have brought up Rock and Roman. But now down below, you get Solo and you get kind of this tag team. Gully, is that good enough?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is. I'd like to see, I think it's long overdue to see Jimmy and Jay kind of back at it as a tag team because they were best at that. Versus if we, yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah, you can see it behind me here.
The sun went down.
Cut those lights.
Watch out now.
All right. Did I lose your audio feed?
No, I'm back here. I'm back at
okay.
it.
All right.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. I think they're great tag team champions, all-time great tag team champions, Jimmy and Jay Uso. I know they have individual aspirations that I think could get there. Just something still is amiss. But in the meantime, to have a great tag team match, I can imagine plenty of good tandem action, tandem falls, tandem spots on both sides for a matchup like that one. That'd be worth seeing. A bit of personality, when it bit of making it personal. It's all family. But yeah, I love that matchup as a tag team.
I do too. I just don't know if it's Mania worthy by itself.
Oh yeah, it is.
To me, I feel like we're something happens along the way, but where's the other fallen soldiers, right? Like we spent months building this, almost a year. Actually, it would have, by the time we reached that point, yes, it would have been a full year of a build, and you're telling me we're just going to have the two? Like, I didn't know. Even saying that out loud now, I'm not with it anymore. I can't do it. Not
what?
That. No, dude. It can't be just those two. Did we not learn anything from last year?
Come on, man.
Dude, I really wasn't planning on going there originally.
Come on, man.
But now I don't have a choice. And I love Yeet, right? And in order, yes, there's got to be. I think we're clearly that train has already left the station in terms of the reuniting of the duo.
Yeah.
Soon, and we were able to pull this off. I'm just going to keep referring to last year's Mania because you were able to still incorporate the groups into matches, but you can do better than that. That's just, I'm not suggesting add a third match, but I would like to see, I can't shoot on it. Just those two. Nope. Gun back in the holster.
Wow.
Safety on. I'm good.
That is sad. That is sad, bro. You brought up last year, and this makes better sense. This covers from last year. You see them go WrestleMania doing their thing, and they're marketing her. And then, who did it? He said, "Oh no, I need to see more." No, man. Let's give it to. I'm not a big fan of more than two people, more than the tag team. I don't know, man. Just a lot of things. It becomes too much, and unless you're Edge and Christian, Matt and Jeff Hardy, and the Dudley Boys, I don't want to see more than two teams squaring off in a match. Well, I don't want to see more than the tag team squaring off in a match. I'm more than 6 people. None of those 6 are going to be there. So I don't want to see it. I'd rather see, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather see this 10.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's a good point. But, I don't know. I think what occurred. See now, okay. What about what just happened with? I thought I was like it was a fever dream or something over the weekend. Like with the win of Jacob beating Roman.
Yeah, that was a surprise. But hey, listen, you gotta make him look like he's beat. You gotta make him look like he's lost his step. He's still he ain't it no more. You know what I'm saying? Like Clubber Lang had to beat Rocky. I can figure it out. I can do what you do. I'm here for it. The guy's stronger. He needs a strong statement. To justify him as a threat. And then to help build sympathy that people have for Roman. He's a great champ. Lost his way, was head of the table. Coming in back. You know, people still. I did but Roman is wrong. He'll be back, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and then lastly, well, again, if you wanted, did you have any thoughts on Bianca and Jade?
Hey, ain't that what I've been calling for?
I did. I absolutely, put that out there. However, I'm also someone that said, talk about selective amnesia from our co-host here, that said Jacob Fatu should be the head of that, group potentially. He was, and well, with the victory like that, I mean, I could see those two in a PLE, a Jacob Solo.
Got you.
But again, we're at Mania now. I'm at Backlash, Bad Blood. Just way too far ahead. So moving right along, does those two, Finn and Priest, make it
to Mania?
Yes.
It should. Wait a minute. These are 9 matches, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they definitely can make it to Mania. That'd be a bit. That'd be a big spot, a bit mid spot, mid card with purpose, right? Every matchup in Mania has a purpose. That one, that's what I've been looking for. I've been looking for Finn to get back into Mania, right? They were very high on him years ago for good reason. And no reason for it to for them to retreat on that. And the story that they've been building, I like. You remember what he said that what was the caption in the tweet, the social media post that he put up? Judgment Day is a group that doesn't have a leader. It's a group of us, right? I like all of it. It makes sense. I think on the main event Mania stage, he can show Damian the thing or two that I think Damian still needs in order for him to become the next big man in the WWE, the next great big, which is what I think they want him to be. But I love this matchup. I'd like for Damian to get the win. I like for Damian to get the win over Finn. But in a great matchup, contrasting styles, some big spots. Of course, they're going to be big spots. It's Mania, but I think Finn can make a great match for. Well, you know what? I can't say they're always going to be big spots because you know what? AJ Styles and LA Knight was underwhelming at Mania.
Whoa.
It was
okay,
good.
Kanye. Whoa.
It was good. Did you? Now, I will have to say somebody could run the tape on me, and they might call me. They may call me out on that, and I don't mind being corrected. But I mean, revisiting it, AJ Styles, LA Knight at Mania was a bit underwhelming, especially for LA Knight to get the win.
Look, I think we have dissected that and some events that took place after and how it felt like someone fell asleep at the wheel. It didn't make sense. There was a pivot. There were multiple pivots. We were U-turning. We were Michigan U-turning. California, they do that too now. Learn that.
When your GPS loses its compass in every direction, and it's telling you while you driving on the freeway about to make a turn, recalibrate your compass. Yeah.
Dude, don't get me started with recalibration, okay? Sensors were going off, and it was not a good time when that was happening. Elevation 4,000 feet, Whiskey Pete in, they hate rest areas. What is that about? There were like 2. I'm thinking, and then it's Barstow. That.
Right.
I'm like, is this real life? The only time I had heard of that town, other than BNSF, like for trains and such, was Too Fast, Too Furious.
Exactly. Yeah. So a fun time.
Oh, it was eventful. It was you don't get a brand new vehicle, it turns out. So that'll be a known issue for BMW X1 drivers out there. Nevertheless, I will save that rant for another day. Speaking of another day, I promised you that we would get this at some point here.
Okay.
And it was on, once again, this evening's Raw. And we'll break it down right after this.
I'm Jordan Gudeman, and I'm the founder and CEO of Eddie G's Cookies. I was first diagnosed with a nut allergy when I was young. At the time, there weren't a lot of labeled items that said if there may contain nuts or there are nuts in the food, so my brother and sister and I baked a lot at home, and we enjoyed treats from mixes and things like that, but I noticed that it was not the same as what my friends were enjoying, and I started making my own recipes. When it was time to pick a career, I decided to start a bakery so I could share my treats with everybody else. When I started creating my recipe, I was taking in all the things that I thought I was missing out on. A soft, chewy center, a crisp outside crust, and a taste that is just like it came out of the oven at a bakery. When I put all those things together, I had come up with a recipe for a dream cookie. Eddie G's Cookies only uses the finest ingredients. We have all natural flavorings, no preservatives, and every cookie is made in a nut-free environment. The best part about Eddie G's Cookies is that they can be delivered right to your door. You can share them or not. We won't tell.
All right. And of course, we are indeed back. There you are. Live look at the Luxor. And of course, the rest of the glorious Las Vegas Strip. But now, as promised, and without further ado, this evening. Well, you know what? Yeah, I'll get this first, as promised. As promised. There it is, Gully. What do you got to say about this?
Only they can make that work. If this happens to any other group, this is a sign that they've done something wrong backstage and they're getting it fined for it. This is any other group. This is Dusty Rhodes. Matter of fact, no, this is exactly what it is. This is Dusty Rhodes wearing polka dots.
I remember that.
And him making that work.
That's right. He did.
He made it work because it was supposed to be for any other group. That's what it is. And somehow, again and again and again, the New Day continues to take trash. I would say another word, but we are not that type of program. and make it worthwhile and make it funny and make it truly funny. Like there's corny funny, there's cheesy funny, but then there's like, yo, these guys making that work.
Right. No, I don't disagree. And taking it a step further, we talked about potentially new life to the New Day, but I'm going to read you a quote here. I just wish you would have talked to me about bringing Odyssey Jones in before you did, because it just feels like you're trying to replace Big E, and I don't want to do that.
Who's the quote from?
That quote is from Xavier Woods to Kofi.
Oh. Ooh.
Now, did you happen to catch last Friday's SmackDown?
No. I'm sorry. I was traveling. I'm sorry. Sorry.
No apologies necessary. I know exactly what you mean. There is something that I caught, and many others did as well, and I think what this is going to do, maybe paint a little bit of a picture, or maybe just simply add a little bit of clarity if there was any doubt in all of this. And so give me just a moment while I find it, because I happen to see it in the moment, and then whoa. Yeah, scroll by Rhea Ripley's Instagram. Yo.
No.
Yeah. That's for inquiring minds. Let's see here. I'm not sure if I can make that any bigger, but it drives home the point. This is just one of many. There's been more than one occasion now that this has occurred. And so for me, I think this is no different than when you were shooting on the beginning of the end for the Judgment Day. From what I understand too, Big E is close to being medically cleared.
Oh, okay.
So, would you? I think we're talking probably close to, and Double J's timeline, man, always ahead. We go Bad Blood. Give me a Kofi, Odyssey, Big E, and Xavier Woods.
Yes, I'm here for it. Who's the heel? That's the question. Who's the heel? Everybody can't hear good now.
I mean, I hit you with the beatbox. I got nothing.
Right. Kofi tried to make the heel turn. Big E has been a heel. Kofi did. No, Xavier Woods was a heel like that.
Yeah, at one point in time he was, yes.
Very early.
Absolutely.
So it could work.
Yeah, and so I would absolutely say that's coming to a PLE near you, and hopefully I think that would be great news. Gosh darn it. I was going to move on. I was trying to avoid that.
No. Don't do that to me. No.
You know what? I'll add a stipulation. It has to be clean.
Why does that have to be clean? Gotta be dirty.
All right, fine.
What's about heel?
That would make it better. I'm okay with that.
Cheap shot, chill shot.
Oh my. Absolutely. And so moving along in tonight's Raw, we got a lot to get into. The first of which is, look at that.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Second, let me take a minute.
I'll let him chew on that, and we'll be right back.
It's Kate Cunningham, and you watching the Shop Report. I'm Harvey Diallo, and you watching the Shop Report.
My name's Chris Green, you're watching the Shop Report.
You're Jay Knight, you're watching the Shop Report.
It's Max McKee, you're dropping in on the Shop Report.
Barbershop Jay, Quentin Hines, Super Bowl champion. I'm ready. Let's do it. I'm on.
Hi, I'm Mars Edwards from Mercury Stadium, and you're watching the Shock Report.
Hey, I'm Billy Butler, and thank you for watching the Shop Report. Hey guys, I'm Les Norman, former Kansas City Royal, and you're watching the Shop Report.
Commander Brown, Detroit Rivers Mountain Training, and I'm watching the Shock Report.
Hey, this is Doug Flynn of the New York Mets. Well, a few other teams, of course, too. And you're watching the Shop Report.
I'm Matt Ramos, and you're watching the Shop Report.
How you doing? I'm Rajay Davis, and you're watching the Shop Report.
How you doing? This is Nelson Figueroa, former Major League pitcher with a lot of teams. You're about to listen to the Shop Report.
Hey, this is Howard Johnson. You're watching the Shop Report.
Chino.
Yeah.
Yeet.
Mm-hmm.
Chino. Whoa. Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Man, they be playing with some stuff here, man. Wrestling is supposed to be the suspension of belief. Oh boy, they playing with some stuff here. They playing with fire here. Rhea Ripley.
So to kick off tonight's Raw, it was opened by Randy Orton, and he's interrupted by Gunther, who's very angry about the RKO from last week. For those that remember, Gunther asked the crowd if they share 3 brain cells because all they could come up with was USA chants to support Randy. Orton is trying to give a rebuttal when he's attacked by Kaiser. And again, the results of that and that leads to this.
All right. First up,
well,
the MIC, Randy Orton with an RKO for Heat.
All right, that's what. Yeah, we're gonna. All right. Have we seen enough of this?
Seen enough of
Sheamus and Butch or Mitch, whatever his old name was.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, he came back, man, but it just seemed like it seemed like it's just a false start, bro. False start when it comes to Sheamus. Like I don't like it.
So can I ask you something? Because you know what? If I were to say who would you put over in this, right?
Yeah.
Well, the answer to that is Sheamus with a hurt wrist. I'm not going to guess why. Sheamus with a hurt wrist is better than Pete Dunne. Sheamus loses nothing. Right? If Pete would have gotten put over. I actually think it was necessary.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like watching paint dry. This is a meaningless feud. Veer Mahan should have been on Raw.
Oh.
In this time.
Yeah, there you go. Gotta get Veer Mahan.
And I don't know. I'm perplexed. Can you try to put your creative hat on and tell me what you're thinking from a production standpoint as to why Sheamus why? Go ahead.
Yeah. Why? Because Sheamus was not in shape when he came back. And they need a reason for him to be they need a reason. Yeah, he needed a quality win. and by any means necessary.
You know, it's interesting you say that because, you know, Braun Breaker's out there with the IC title. And obviously he's challenging John Cena. Or at least he made that statement, as we talked about a little earlier in the show. I'm thinking that win actually, as much as it had frustrated me, now I could see Sheamus going and potentially getting a title shot at some point, right? This being kind of one of those fundamental wins and getting him kind of back into the swing of things. Ultimately, it's accumulating to a title shot versus Braun Breaker. What do you say?
Sheamus, Braun Breaker title shot?
Mm-hmm.
I can see that. I think Sheamus got to move at that pace. What I mean by that is, everybody can't be battling for world title shots, and everybody can't be in the main event. Some of these younger guys need some of that veteran energy. Sheamus got to get himself back up there. And Braun Breaker is actually Sheamus is a good tune-up for Braun Breaker. In so much as Braun Breaker's also, they're good tune-up for each other. I can see that. I can see that happen. And Sheamus coming out with an IC belt. Plausible. It is plausible.
No, I don't see him. The reason why I'm gonna say no is because of this Cena thing.
Okay.
John wants one more run as champion. I don't know a champion of what, but again, the reason why it makes sense is, as he pointed out, that being Braun, John has never had that belt. This completes his story. And I love that. I love that the mid card was overlooked. And now
what you call it? What you call it now? What you call it now?
No. I'm not paraphrasing. I'm using your verbiage. And now the mid card's running wild all over Mania.
Oh, listen to you with your Hoganisms. Be honest with you, because I mean that's what I felt like the belts were. But if you're given a scenario where you're taking more key matches and you're making and you're creating stories that hold on 1 second. If creating stories that make sense, man, maybe I'll get a card.
Right. And so I'm with you on that. I do believe that unfortunately John Cena is going to have to complete the book. I mean, this is really a ride off into the sunset. I thought he for sure was done after the Mania, the thank yous, and it really did seem that way. And to get him back, I would like to see. I would really like to see how much it means to him to actually accomplish this. What I'm going to ultimately ask Gully here is, does it mean anything in terms of who did it first between, say, Cody Rhodes or John Cena? And with that, we will take yet another break. We'll see you in a minute and 20.
Cleaning the cracks on your pavement surfaces can take hours and be torturous on your body. Until now. Buy Cracky Weed Removal Tool was designed specifically to clean pavement cracks in a fraction of the time, all while standing up. Buy Cracky's patented design incorporates a two-sided steel blade and is encased by a durable fiberglass shell. Simply use the large end to clean big gaps, then rotate and use the small tip for narrow gaps. Made in the USA, Buy Cracky eliminates weeds to the root and is environmentally friendly. Buy Cracky. Save your back while you clean your crack.
What it do, sports fans? It's your man BSJ from the Shop Report. And guess what? The shop is now open for business, baby. If you're on Facebook, go to our fan page, The Shop Report, click on more, and then shop to view all products. Or if you're on Instagram, click on the shop tab to see all our products. I mean, what you want me to do? I'm selling merch here.
All right, and just like that, we are back, and there was a match interruption that took place, and it was by none other than the Wyatt Six. Gully, as much as I was a fan of theirs, and certainly their vignettes and all the promos that they were able to cut, is the new car smell starting to fade for you as it is beginning to for me. I've reached a point where I don't like the Gable angle. That's not the right feud. He was supposed to be crushed, but instead, Gable is a cat with 9 lives. If anything, that can somehow springboard him. There's got to be something better than this. This is not enough. Do you see it any differently? Especially you out there in the comments. By all means, let us know how you feel. I really had high hopes for the group. I still do. I'm not completely jumping ship on this because the ability they've been able to deliver, it's been a little slow. And again, I don't know how many more times you can beat Chad Gable, but I'm not really sure what else to do with them. And that was all of our problems with them in the past. And that very well could have been why it took so long for them to debut. I'm not sure. I think I would have had them program hopping intentionally. I know we would have mentioned that in the past that they were going to be doing quite a bit of that as a show, as a collective. But they would have been a great fit for that. Go and
yeah.
But don't keep beating Chad Gable, who keeps. Again, he's a cat with 9 lives now.
Right, yeah.
But go ahead. Mm-hmm.
So after Chad Gable, what's next for you guys, right? Chad Gable should be, with the Wyatt Six or with Bray Wyatt, the representation of the Wyatt family was that we're going to break down or challenge what you think of as a hero. We're going to challenge your standards of heroism and normalcy, what's safe and what's cozy, what's respectable, what's honorable. These values you uphold. We're going to take your heroes and expose them. Chad Gable was Wasn't he on a heel turn when they started to yeah, he was in the middle of a heel turn when they attacked him. So what is he now? So are we chilling with him because he was on a heel turn and he got some weapons? All right, bet. What other heel are they going to show? What other heel are they going to show their face? You know, are they going to push the heel their face? You know what I mean? Now that's the question, because I want it to be more because it's Bray Wyatt's legacy, and it's also Bo Dallas's legacy. It's also Turnbuckle's legacy, right? And he deserves the push that for his talent that he should have. He deserves a push worthy of his time.
Absolutely. And so to take it a step further, you mentioned what I wanted before we move on. I wanted to ask or get your thoughts on: does it matter who does it first between John Cena and Cody Rhodes with being able to have ran the marathon?
Well, the reason why it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who got the first time. If you find a scenario where you have the two of them, that would make sense, because the reason why it doesn't matter who got the first time, because John Cena, like I said, he skipped it because we already knew to be that guy. He proved himself to be what he's called. So that's the reason why he skipped the idea of having this continental time. Well, for that matter, but was it that because of that? You see what I'm saying? Johnson was still active. Was still active. Johnson had already sustained himself as a big draw during that time. So it to me doesn't matter as much. It doesn't matter as much who done it first, unless you put them in the match for it. You get what I'm saying? Oh, there she is. Why is she mad? You're muted, bro.
Rhea Ripley says that Liv Morgan has become the one thing she hates.
But why she got Yeet on her bracelet, but Damian Priest that buy her back?
Well, I'm
confused.
Priest has officially called them the Terror Twins, so now they are officially a duo.
And they seem to be terrified. Who are they striking terror in? Like, let me see how this. What do you think of it?
I think it's necessary, and again, they had to naturally team up under the circumstances, and so as far as again, I haven't forgotten how this whole thing started, which was with Rhea attacking Liv. So, nevertheless, for me, I understand the frustration, but again, to your point, how would you feel, right? She's mad at Liv, really over Dom, right? And yet she's got Yeet. If I'm Yeet, I'm like, how am I feeling about this, right? Why are you fighting with her about the old guy, and I'm the new guy?
I heard of this before in relationship. Like, how you down with the ex? You won. You won. He a piece of trash. You know what she there for. Like, why are you mad? Why are you mad? Listen, the rear view mirror is meant. It's not meant to. You're not meant to drive looking at the rear view mirror. You get what I'm saying? And if you keep doing it, you won't crash. This will hurt.
Absolutely. Good life advice right there from our own D Gully. And speaking of some advice, CM Punk.
Shit, man.
Had a few things to say tonight. First, as you see, that was not thrown from the crowd. He came out from backstage with it and has officially challenged Drew McIntyre to a strap match. Gotta come up with a better name.
They didn't put the word on. So we're good. So we are the idea of it being a gimmick match. He challenged Seth to that?
No, he challenged Drew McIntyre.
Oh, okay. Little guy versus big guy match. I mean, Eddie Guerrero, JBL, right?
Yes, and to take it a step further, on Raw this evening, he said, when fans hand me bracelets that they took the time to make, it may be insignificant to other people, maybe a Taylor Swift thing, but let's face it, I'm Taylor Swift for men. Are you buying or selling that? What's that?
I said, trying to understand release. No, I don't get it. I'm trying to understand that one. Taylor Swift.
Well, while you ponder that, yes, I will at least confirm that Drew McIntyre did accept the strap match.
What did she say? What are we talking about here?
Right. So do you see? So here's the thing. So Drew accepts and he tells Punk to toss the strap so they can fight tonight. Punk says he will do him one better. He will hand Drew the strap because he's not scared of him. But he wants the bracelet back in return. Drew laughs at that trade request and then declines.
You know what, man? I'm a little unnerved that grown men talking about straps and bracelets. I don't know about you.
Well,
I'm just saying. It's a little concerning.
yeah, I got nothing. I got nothing.
That's all. Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
Dominic Mysterio responds by challenging Damian Priest to a match
tonight.
That's right. And Liv calls Dom and herself the greatest couple in WWE history.
Oh man, on the pick. Oh, come on. with the outrageous takes. Now, come on. Not even she can believe that. Like you know when somebody's being inflammatory. You know when somebody got a hot take. They don't even believe it. That's gotta be one. That's gotta be one of the all-time greatest. I can't believe that wasn't one of our telling you did not just say that. Well, we didn't know it yet.
Right.
That's the only way that could be. I did not make it to tell you did not just say that. This ain't no way. The 3 versions of AEW's hockey sticks. She believed that.
So, as you see here, the New Day picks up the win against the Final Testament.
Do they now?
However, take a look at that image there.
Wait a minute. Let me see. Give me a second.
You wanted to know who the heel would be, and I think it is becoming more and more clear.
Oh, Xavier.
That's right.
Xavier and the heel. Okay. That makes sense. That, I can see it.
So something I was going to point out earlier is I kind of did in reference to the IC title space, and that the volume of heels in the current climate of WWE. And I think right now, there was a match, of course, with The Miz that took place between The Miz and Bronson Reed. And, of course, Bronson Reed wins, but Braun Strowman then returns and confronts him. And the thing is, it kind of makes my point here that there's even more. Now you're building up more and more heels here.
Okay.
Is that a problem for you?
Yeah.
Where's the love?
Well, we're 25 years into the Shades of Grey, right? So it doesn't, because eventually what happens is the universe, the WWE universe, they'll decide who's a heel or not. Right? So if everyone has a reason for you to hate them, eventually a negative versus a negative times a negative will produce a positive. So I'm not so. I'd much rather this than to force a baby face that we don't want to see. I'd much rather this than another first run of Roman Reigns.
Really?
That makes sense. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and it just, I think strangely it stood out to me that it just felt different, that there were so many that I don't know, that were relevant, I should say. And maybe that's why the Gable thing is flopping, because there was nowhere like where he ranked among bad guys. He was like Wreck-It Ralph.
Yes. Yeah.
And of course, right before the match, before Priest and Dominic, little bit of good luck.
Oh.
And then we learn that there will be a tournament beginning next week to crown the number one contender for Braun Breaker's IC title.
How many entries in the tournament? Do we know?
That's a good question. My guess is 10 or 8, somewhere between 8 and 10. How's that sound to you?
That makes sense. Now, the question is now, who's the who?
Well, I think you're looking at a few. We just broke down a couple. I think Sheamus is on that list. I think you could probably, really that match right there that we had today would have been really good for that climate, that environment, that tournament.
Yeah.
Even if that was the outcome, that would have been actually would have been okay with that. Do you see anyone taking this away from him?
Well,
and guys like some of those Bronson Reed, Braun Strowman, Sheamus.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of all right, how do you book a tournament just to have a guy lose? You book a tournament to build up the next feud. Like him losing the title, I'd like it for it to be like a back and forth thing, right? It depends. I'd like to see who they put in the mix. What if John Cena is in that tournament? What if John Cena is in that tournament?
No way.
Listen. 8 seed, if you will. I don't know. Let's say they set it up where the first seed maybe set it up 7 times. So the seed number 1 gets a lot. And John Cena. The WrestleMania part was a bit too late. Breaker, IC title. Coming up.
Yeah, but I don't think we could see that until Mania. It would have to. Well, now that you mention it, it could work. It could work. Yeah, it could work. Yeah.
Like sometime after that, so he might go to something.
And well, there was supposed to be that match, and of course, that turned out not to be the case. Damian Priest versus Dominic does not take place. Judgment Day, of course, attacked Priest. Rhea comes out to help. They're able to get the upper hand on Dom for just a bit, but the numbers are too much for the Terror Twins. What's that?
I bet the numbers were too much.
Well, speaking of numbers, and still, do you have a problem though that it was awfully quiet, and they happen to be in their hometown again?
Well, what did hometown bias do for Logan Paul? Right?
I don't know. I don't know. And I'm not mad that they didn't the pure, the passion fruit juice company, Pure Fusion Collective, whatever their name is.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that makes my head hurt. Like, find that album right next to Ace of Base. Like, come on.
Hey, listen, they want all that they want. Isn't that a baby? She's gone tomorrow. Getting her all that she wants. Isn't that a baby? Yeah.
Because they sing the song.
I know the lyrics. Yeah, listen. Right.
It opened up their eyes.
We can do this all day, buddy. We can do this all day.
And for the benefit of all of us, and especially the viewership, we're not. Yeah. However, Jey Uso will be a participant in that IC Championship tournament. Does that change anything for you?
That'd be a heck of a final. That'd be a heck of a final.
But what does this do for you on what our earlier segment of the show showing Jey Uso with, of course, like Yeet and No Yeet back together again? If the guy couldn't even win the IC title.
Well, it would serve as
Mr. Mid-Card.
It would serve as foreboding, right? You couldn't win an IC title, so his natural home is just a tag team. See, what I'm trying to figure out, come to understand is, let's take a look at all-time great tag teams. That their tag team, like, rest his soul, Jim Neidhart's the best that you got from him was from tag team, was the Hart Foundation. And you got great stuff out of him as the Hart Foundation. You got better stuff out of him than the Hart Foundation. You could almost say the same for British Bulldog. You just haven't looked. I was in the night. You're still talking about the same Canadian Hart thing, right? So what's wrong with that? Like, if you all-time greats as a tag team, Matt and Jeff Hardy, they had separate runs. The Dudleys had singles competitors, not so much. Edge and Christian did great, independently, but to be an all-time great in tag team, I don't think is a consolation necessarily. I don't think it's bad. Sometimes it might just be their purpose.
Yeah, I don't like seeing him. He can't really afford to keep losing singles matches.
That's true. Yeah, and you know what? I mean, I said all of that, but you're still right. We just saw that WrestleMania match, bro, and it's gonna take a heck of a lot for us to get over there.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Look, what happens first? Does the bloodline feud end, or does he win a singles match? I'm just throwing that in there.
Jeez, oh man, why you do that to him? I thought you was gonna say, does he win a title? Sorry for the noise here. Hold on 1 second.
Cleaning the cracks on your pavement surfaces can take hours and be torturous on your body. Until now. Buy Cracky Weed Removal Tool was designed specifically to clean pavement cracks in a fraction of the time, all while standing up. Buy Cracky's patented design incorporates a two-sided steel blade and is encased by a durable fiberglass shell. Simply use the large end to clean big gaps, then rotate and use the small tip for narrow gaps. Made in the USA, Buy Cracky eliminates weeds to the root and is environmentally friendly. Buy Cracky. Save your back while you clean your crack.
What it do, sports fans? It's your man BSJ from the Shop Report. And guess what? The shop is now open for business, baby. If you're on Facebook, go to our fan page, The Shop Report, click on More, and then Shop to view all products. Or if you're on Instagram, click on the Shop tab to see all our products. I mean, what you want me to do? I'm selling merch here.
All right. And just like that, we are back with Bitter Beer Face, Jey Uso. And so I don't know which will come first. And I hope you in the comments, by all means, let us know what you think will happen. Because I don't foresee the Bloodline feud ending maybe ever. I don't know. It might be a little too extreme. But let's be honest. There's every time I turn around, there's another one of Rikishi's sons that's ready and being signed to a pro contract. So there's that. We could start there. Love him. Love him. Love it. But
it's a grandson on the way. And we keep on doing it, you know what I mean? He the grandbeard. It's a grandson.
Are you serious? I mean, it's happy congratulations, like our host says. But there you go. And so the feud continues, you know, in the womb. Well, nevertheless, I did want to get your thoughts here because, you know, for those that are unaware, Pat McAfee, of course, college football is upon us, but we are going to be losing Pat McAfee temporarily to College Game Day. I'll be honest, that's on a Saturday. Like, what do you mean he can't get on another flight? I don't know. For a guy that's
it means that Pat McAfee's got the juice. Yes, he got this. Can't fire me. Can't fire me. He do sports entertainment favor by witness presence. Like this, the way he's able to finesse that situation. Yeah, that's tough. I don't have to do both.
Fair enough. So I do want to get your thoughts. This is going to be our rapid fire segment for the night. Gully, announced for next week's Raw, we have Braun Strowman, Braun versus Braun, son, Reed. And Uncle Howdy and Chad Gable yet again. Where's Santos Escobar and Rey Mysterio when you need them? Who you got?
All right, so we need Big Bronson Reed to come to the front of the stage. You've got a victory to take over Braun Strowman. It's probably not going to happen. I'm taking Braun Strowman on that one. The number one contenders tournament begins, so we don't know who's in that tournament. So we need some names. And count on Uncle Howdy to get the win again over Chad Gable with help of the Wyatt 6. The idea of it is we're going to build this up into a pay-per-view match. maybe a gauntlet match. Put Chad Gable against the Wyatt Sticks, and where he comes out victorious. But why would you do that? Because Uncle Howdy and the Wyatt Six have named Chad Gable their first victim. So how do you make him a victim if he ends up getting the win? I wish they would move to somewhere else. Conquer Chad Gable and move on.
But you know what? Now, what we have failed to look at, which is what I brought up a little earlier, that they have failed in conquering Chad Gable because he is a cat with 9 lives.
Yep, and a heck of a German suplex.
Very cat-like. And with the maneuverability. And we're about to transition here to AEW's All In London, and keeping right along with the Who You Got. Swerve Strickland versus Bryan Danielson. This is a title versus a career.
Go ahead, Swerve. It's been fun, but you had a great run. Go ahead, Brent. Put that belt back around Bryan Danielson one good time, and in a great match. I'm looking forward to it. I got to see this.
Absolutely. No, completely agree. What I wanted.
So it's going to be on at 1 p.m. Eastern, though, right?
That's right. And so what I've done is we have the rest of the card here all together. Okay. And I was going to allow you in this rapid fire segment to actually pick a few that you wanted to weigh in on. So again, you have the tag team title championships. Just again, for those unfamiliar, a London ladder match. You have the FTW championship with Jericho and Hook. You have the TNT, sorry, my bad, championship. And the AEW American Championship as well, of course, with MJF. And is the Casino Gauntlet match as well. For a title shot, there is a lot to choose from, and we simply don't have all that type of time, especially in a rapid fire segment. So go ahead, Gully. I'll turn it over to you.
All right, run that list up one good time.
Absolutely. So again, the TBS title, the AEW American Championship with MJF and
no, up at the top, all the way.
Oh, sorry about that.
There we go. Here we go. Bam. So, all right. So I told you, Bryan Danielson walks up the AEW World Championship. His career is not over, though it's winding down. Count on him having a great matchup, marquee matchup. Again, stock rises and a loss. Certainly it will for Strickland, and they certainly will in a win for Danielson. So Bryan Danielson, AEW World Champion again. AEW Women's World Title, Tommy Storm versus Mariah May. I must pass on that one. I like to talk about the TBS Championship, staying with Mercedes Moné in the compelling matchup. The one that I want to see, Ospreay versus MJF, AEW American Championship. MJF, go ahead and get that belt up real quick. Ospreay's got your number. Yes, in London. Shocker. Yes, Ospreay. I'm going with Ospreay. Okay. I understand that professional wrestling isn't typically the sport that you want to go to run the FanDuel and DraftKings, but if you did, this would be a match that I'm taking the underdog, Ospreay, to capitalize. So get your cha-ching ready. Let's scroll down a little bit.
Absolutely.
All right. Jack Perry, Darby Allin. Pick 'em. I'm picking Jack Perry. Why? I don't know. I'm just picking Jack Perry. We'll figure out if my instincts were right on Sunday after the card. We're going with Jack Perry. The next one I'd like to pick. I'm gonna skip all the way over to that last card there, the intergender match in London. Who do we got on that card there? Go ahead, read me off those names again one good time.
Yep, you know what? Willow and Chris and Stokely and Tamamino.
Oh. Let's go for it. Do you think the match is going to be any good?
I could see it being being quick. I could see if because of this card is actually pretty good, very good. So,
you pick a mixed tag match and you want to call it a quickie. That what we're doing? That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing tonight, Double J. That's what
I thought they did a better job than last year. You know, if you want my honest opinion on it, I thought they did a better job of building this stuff than they did a year ago. So I have seen, quite a bit of improvement, but that is where it just you had to pick the one. I said you could pick a couple. I didn't. This is supposed to be rapid fire.
All right, cool. How about FTW Championship? How about Chris Jericho retaining? How about that?
Yeah, I could shoot him.
How about the guy who comes up with great gimmicks and personas, so great that no one can ever let them go? How about Y2J for the win? Right.
And now, moving right along into our final segment of the evening, which is a new one for those. Again, we debuted the rapid fire, with Yaz, of course, who did a fantastic job. Gully, you may have to go back and study the rapid fire format, but
all right, I got you. Next week.
What she didn't have an opportunity to do, and she will naturally in the future, is a new segment appropriately titled Name That Superstar.
Which name do I need to go with? Can I call him Midian? Or can I say, wait, not Phineas, Godwin. That was, Phineas. Phineas, Godwin. Pig. See, I can, yeah, come on. I know my Attitude Era, guys.
How did you do that faster than the rapid fire? So it was revealed, thank goodness I knew this. It was revealed on Taker's podcast that someone beat Triple H to the punch and maybe broke the ice with getting Stephanie McMahon to pay a little closer attention to the wrestling community and as it pertains to being an actual love interest. And that actually was none other than Midian himself, who actually was the first one to shoot in that rapid fire segment of Love with Stephanie McMahon. He was the first one to ask her out. And of course, we see how that ended. So
wait a minute. So you say he asked her out and she didn't go for it?
Yeah, basically they were overseas somewhere, and he said, "Look, if you want to go get something to eat or something, we can." And she said, "That sounds great, except my dad says I cannot date wrestlers."
Wow. Or maybe cannot date him.
So, yeah. Polite way of getting shut down. But yes, way to go, Gully, for being so prompt with, folks, you got to understand that there was nothing to work with there. I didn't give him a clue. Or did I? Did I do that in the Discord? I think I ran the idea by you, but I don't think I actually like dropped who.
No, you didn't drop. No, I had no idea that this was the picture.
Okay,
You had gave
all
me,
right,
you had sent another image from a whole another group that he was not even a part of, and then you teased the idea with that image. He had nothing to do with it. I'm just that good with faces and names.
All right. Well, again, now I'll apparently have to. I already have someone in mind, and it's not limited to WWE, by the way. So we will have you. I already know exactly who it is. So we're gonna go with that. But any final thoughts from you on either this Raw All In or Midian, for that matter? Viscera.
AEW's pay-per-view card is very interesting for me. I look forward to watching it, and for our fans, look forward to adding more AEW content to our show, so that way they get some shine. I think they're doing a great job, despite all of the turmoil that it seems that's going on backstage in or around the company, and the possibilities that we talked about even last week with Shane McMahon having serious meetings with Tony Khan. I like what I see from there for Raw, for the main show in town. Par for the course. Looking for the next pay-per-view. Nothing to report. Not to say that it's bad, but they move at different levels, so they're at a bigger level at the moment. So nothing to report here because it's building. But that's all I got to say for this week, man.
Absolutely. And again, of course, we should be returning live. I will not be at the Vegas hotel. I will be back at the house. So again, enjoy the views while you can, because they're not going to be few far between now. So we should be back live. There will be a special presentation tomorrow of Barbershop Jay's 4-point play recorded from over the weekend. So by all means, not only watch it live, but of course comment, and he will naturally get to those as he always does. As Gully has pointed out, the merch is available and able to be ordered immediately, and shipping will be taken care of actually very promptly as well. So from my end, enjoy the views of Vegas, and we will see you in just a few days on Saturday with the shop report. And as always, if you really want to know what's going on, come to the shop.
Walk-ins are always welcome. Holla.